Imagine waking up in a world where doctors can anticipate and prevent diseases before you ever feel a single symptom, where farmers harvest bountiful crops that flourish without the need for chemical fertilizers, and where polluted rivers and lakes are cleansed by the unassuming power of mushrooms. While this may sound like the prologue to a utopian science fiction novel, for the Netherlands, it is more than just a vision. It is a national ambition. The country is dedicating vast resources and collective willpower to transform this dream into a tangible reality. Welcome to the new era of the Dutch biotech revolution, a movement with stakes as high as the future of health, food security, and environmental sustainability, not only for the Netherlands but for the entire world. This year stands as a watershed moment. The Dutch government has pledged nearly 200 million euros. Yes, nearly 200 million compelling reasons to believe in a future shaped by biotechnology through its flagship Biotech Booster program. This initiative, a centerpiece of the National Growth Fund established in the year 2020, represents a bold commitment to leveraging innovation for economic growth and societal advancement. The Biotech Booster is not simply about dispensing funds. It is an audacious endeavor to transform world-class laboratory discoveries into vibrant businesses and practical solutions, making a difference in the lives of millions. To understand why this matters so profoundly, let us step back and trace the Netherlands' journey. The country has long been a quiet titan in biotechnology, renowned for its scientific output. The Netherlands consistently ranks among the top nations in biotech-related publications and patents. Esteemed research centers such as the University of Amsterdam, Wageningen University and Research, and the Leiden University Medical Center have pioneered breakthroughs in fields ranging from immunotherapies for cancer to sustainable agricultural techniques. Major multinationals, DSM Firmenich, the Dutch branch of Johnson & Johnson, and others, have chosen the Netherlands as their European headquarters, attracted by the country's dynamic research environment, open culture of innovation, and strategic location at the heart of Europe. Yet, despite this formidable scientific foundation, the Netherlands has long faced a familiar dilemma. While its laboratories teem with groundbreaking ideas, too many innovations never make the leap from academia to impact. They remain trapped in what is known as the notorious Valley of Death, the treacherous gap that separates scientific discovery from successful commercialization. This is a challenge that haunts innovation-driven economies everywhere, from the United States to Singapore, but it is especially acute in biotechnology, where research is costly, regulations complex, and risk is the norm rather than the exception. Bridging this chasm is a grand challenge. This is precisely the role that Biotech Booster was designed to fill. Launched in the year 2021, the program emerged from an unprecedented coalition of powerhouses, multinational corporations such as Johnson & Johnson and DSM Firmenich, leading research institutes, the industry association Holland Bio, and an expansive network of universities, hospitals, and technology transfer offices. Their joint mission is unambiguous: to provide scientists and entrepreneurs not just with capital, but with access to seasoned mentors, intensive business training, and invaluable industry connections. Biotech Booster is structured around 5 thematic clusters: industrial biotechnology and production, agro-food biotechnology, human health, diagnostics, and therapeutics. These clusters ensure that the program addresses both the breadth and depth of biotech's potential. As Nettie Buitelar, the dynamic CEO of Biotech Booster, puts it, "This boost is not just about the money. It is a clear signal that the government recognizes biotechnology as a strategic force for the Netherlands and for the world." The results, even in the program's infancy, are striking. In just the first few years, more than 70 projects have been selected, each taking on some of society's gravest challenges. One team is pioneering personalized cancer therapies, using patient genetic data to customize treatments. Another group of engineers is developing biodegradable coatings for seeds, reducing the need for chemical inputs in agriculture. Visionaries are harnessing the natural filtration power of mushroom fungi to clean contaminated water in an eco-friendly manner. These are not distant dreams. They are real projects, already moving from the lab bench toward the market. The aim is to create a robust, interconnected ecosystem in which Dutch innovation can move from concept to commercial product faster than ever before. The program's horizon extends all the way to the year 2032, with the aspiration of cultivating a self-sustaining pipeline of Dutch biotech startups that will shape the future. However, Investing hundreds of millions into biotech is only the beginning. The Netherlands faces several daunting obstacles. Firstly, despite its impressive research credentials, the country has historically struggled to scale startups and capture a significant share of the global biotech market. This is not simply a Dutch issue. Across Europe, translating promising research into industrial-scale production is fraught with hurdles: limited access to risk capital, fierce international competition, and the ever-present risk of homegrown ideas being acquired by larger foreign players. Bernard Mulder, CEO of RegMed XB, frames the challenge succinctly. Having promising ideas is not enough. We need to translate those into products that change lives. Talent is another critical battleground. The global race for top minds is intensifying at breakneck speed. The Netherlands must compete with established biotech powerhouses such as Boston, Singapore, and Shanghai. These regions not only provide world-class research environments, but also offer attractive financial incentives, sophisticated infrastructure, and vibrant startup ecosystems. The Dutch response is multifaceted, attracting brilliant scientists and entrepreneurs from abroad, while also ensuring that native talent finds compelling reasons to stay. The Biotech Talent Unlocked initiative is at the forefront, offering tailored training, competitive internships, and career development support to ensure that the brightest minds do not slip through the cracks or leave for more enticing opportunities overseas. Regulation represents another major challenge. Biotech, by its very nature, pushes the boundaries of what is scientifically and ethically possible. Can the Dutch regulatory system evolve quickly enough to keep pace with advances in gene editing, personalized medicine, and synthetic biology? The Netherlands is actively experimenting with so-called regulation-free zones, special areas where innovative therapies and technologies can be developed and tested with fewer bureaucratic obstacles. Early projections suggest that such zones could cut drug development timelines by as much as 15%, a potentially transformative competitive edge. Yet, as Dutch experts caution, innovation without guardrails can help, or it can harm. Ethical oversight and public engagement are essential to ensure that progress does not come at the expense of safety, privacy, or trust. Perhaps the biggest question of all is this: can a government-coordinated initiative like Biotech Booster truly accelerate biotech innovation beyond the pace set by the private sector or global competitors? Or will bureaucratic inertia and market realities slow the Dutch dream? The stakes are high, not only for the Netherlands, but for the trajectory of biotechnology worldwide. If the Dutch model succeeds, it could become a template for other nations seeking to bridge the perilous valley of death in their own innovation ecosystems. Let us peer into the future and consider what lies ahead for Dutch biotech. Several scenarios are possible, each brimming with both opportunity and risk. On the most optimistic path, the Biotech Booster and its allied programs could transform the Netherlands into the Silicon Valley of European life sciences. With steadfast government support secured through at least the year 2032, a swelling pool of ambitious researchers, and the active engagement of industry giants, the Netherlands could see a wave of new biotech startups, potentially as much as 1/5 more than today by the end of this decade, according to some forecasts. Envision Dutch-developed therapies making international headlines by curing previously untreatable diseases, novel food products feeding a growing world population sustainably, and green industrial processes helping Europe achieve its climate goals. The On-Code Accelerator, another major Dutch initiative with more than 120 million euros in funding, exemplifies this ambition. Its mission: to fast-track breakthroughs in cancer therapy, closing the gap between laboratory discoveries and patient needs. By fostering close collaboration between researchers, clinicians, and industry partners, On-Code aims to ensure that the most promising innovations do not languish in academic journals, but instead reach patients swiftly and safely. Yet realizing this transformation is far from automatic. The global competition is fierce. North America, Asia, and other regions are pouring billions into their own biotech powerhouses. Boston's Kendall Square, Singapore's Biopolis, and Shanghai's Zhangjiang High-Tech Park are each vying for the crown of global biotech leadership. If the Netherlands falters, if it fails to nurture homegrown talent, build robust intellectual property portfolios, or forge strong international alliances, it risks losing its brightest minds and most promising innovations to more aggressive competitors. Market failures, such as a shortage of venture capital or inadequate manufacturing infrastructure, could stall progress and force further government intervention. The regulatory experiment unfolding in the Netherlands is being watched closely across Europe and beyond. If successful, regulation-free zones might become magnets for investment, attracting foreign companies eager to test new therapies or agricultural products. However, with greater freedom comes greater responsibility. Ethical missteps or public backlash could trigger restrictive countermeasures and undermine public trust. The Dutch government has pledged to maintain rigorous oversight, engaging ethicists, patient advocacy groups, and environmental organizations at every stage. Achieving the right balance between speed and safety will be an ongoing challenge. For those watching this story unfold, whether aspiring entrepreneurs, students, or policymakers, there are important lessons to draw. Success in biotech today is about much more than brilliant ideas or generous funding. The Netherlands demonstrates that coordinated action, linking science, business, and government, is the secret sauce. If you are a researcher, it pays to consider the commercial and societal impact of your work early on, seek advice from experienced mentors, and develop business acumen alongside scientific expertise. If you are an investor, look beyond one-off projects for ecosystems that nurture talent and encourage collaboration. And if you are a policymaker, recognize how flexible regulation and sustained, long-term support can unlock innovations that might otherwise remain forever trapped in the lab. This is not just a story about Dutch ambition. It is a blueprint for the world. For countries and regions outside the Netherlands, the Biotech Booster model offers a practical lesson. Targeted, strategic investment in people, networks, and the messy middle ground between discovery and market can help break through the valley of death that defeats so many promising ideas. The European Union is already studying the Dutch approach as it crafts its own biotech policy for the years ahead, hoping to replicate its successes on a continental scale. Let us delve deeper into some of the real-world projects emerging from this vibrant new ecosystem. Among the 70-plus projects supported by Biotech Booster, several have the potential to be genuine game-changers. One team is developing seeds that can self-fertilize by harnessing beneficial microbes, potentially reducing the need for synthetic fertilizers and drastically cutting greenhouse gas emissions from agriculture. Another group is pioneering the use of mycelium, the intricate root-like network of mushrooms, to produce biodegradable packaging and construction materials, offering a green alternative to plastics and concrete. In the health sector, Dutch startups are leading the way in personalized cancer immunotherapies, using cutting-edge genetic data to design treatments tailored to each patient, a breakthrough that could revolutionize outcomes for millions. Water purification is another area where Dutch biotech is making waves. Literally, researchers have developed techniques using specific fungi to filter and detoxify water, removing pollutants, heavy metals, and even microplastics with impressive efficiency. With access to clean water becoming an urgent global issue, these innovations have the potential to benefit not just Europe, but communities in Africa, Asia, and the Americas as well. The wider societal impact of these advances is profound. Improved health outcomes, more sustainable food systems, and cleaner environments are not merely technological triumphs. They are steps toward a more equitable and secure future. As Minister Bruins from the Ministry of Education, Culture and Science puts it, biotechnological inventions can truly improve daily life. Moreover, this type of research strengthens our science and economy. It cuts both ways. Yet the road ahead is long and fraught with uncertainty. The Dutch biotech ecosystem, while promising, is still in its formative years. Scaling up manufacturing, navigating a maze of international regulations, and securing sustained investment will require resilience and ingenuity. Nevertheless, the early momentum is encouraging. In just a few years, more than 70 projects have begun transitioning from academic insight to commercial reality, buoyed by nearly 200 million euros in targeted funding and a growing sense of shared purpose among industry, academia, and government. Looking ahead, experts are cautiously optimistic. Denzel Geeling of Panda International regards the government's biotech strategy as a pivotal turning point in attracting and retaining world-class talent. Friso Smit of the OnCode Accelerator is laser-focused on aligning cancer treatment development with patient needs, ensuring that innovation does not lose sight of real-world impact. Dalian van Oldenjul of the BIO Cooperative underscores the importance of the Biotech Talent Unlocked extension in nurturing regional talent pipelines, ensuring that opportunity is not limited to a privileged few but spread across the nation. The decade ahead will be decisive. By the year 2040, the Netherlands aspires to be recognized as a global leader in biotechnology, with a diversified ecosystem spanning human health, agriculture, and industrial processes. If programs like Biotech Booster and On-Code Accelerator fulfill their promise, the country could see a 20% increase in biotech startups, a strengthened position in global patent rankings, and a surge in foreign investment in skilled professionals. Conversely, failure to sustain momentum could see the Dutch dream fade as the global biotech race heats up. So what does all of this mean for you? Whether you are a student contemplating a career in science, a business leader scouting new investment opportunities, or simply a curious observer of how technology will shape our collective future, the Dutch biotech story offers both inspiration and practical guidance. It is a reminder that real innovation is seldom easy. It demands vision, investment, collaboration, and a willingness to experiment, not only in the laboratory, but in how we structure our institutions, train our next generation, and set the rules that govern discovery and commercialization. Here's an intriguing fact. Some of the most innovative Dutch biotech startups are already working quietly behind the scenes on products that could soon enter your daily life. Picture a future where your vegetables are grown using self-fertilizing seeds, your clothing and shoes are crafted from mushroom-based materials rather than petroleum-derived plastics, and your doctor uses your unique genetic profile to tailor medical treatments specifically for you. The next biotech revolution may not just be happening in distant research facilities. It could soon be found in your lunchbox, your wardrobe, or even the clean water that flows from your tap. As the Netherlands accelerates its quest to become a global biotech powerhouse, the world is watching with keen interest. The story is still unfolding, and its outcome may well redefine the future of health, food, and environmental sustainability for generations to come. If you want to stay informed about how science, policy, and business are shaping our world, be sure to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell. What would you most like to see biotechnology solve in the next 10 years? Cleaner water, longer and healthier lives, greener cities, or perhaps something completely unexpected? Share your thoughts in the comments below.